rayj and Princess Love are, by all legal definitions, still married. Yes, even after filing for divorce not once, not twice, but 4 separate times. That's not a typo. 4 times they've decided they're done, and 4 times they've circled back around to whatever kind of complex love these two share. And just recently, this technically married but consistently divorcing duo put that complicated relationship on full public display in a way that only rayj and Princess could. In front of a buzzing crowd during the Millennium Tour stop in Miami, they reminded everyone that when it comes to passion, they still know how to turn up the heat. There, under the flashing concert lights, with the music booming and the energy in the air pulsing with nostalgia and excitement, rayj and Princess were spotted doing what no one quite expected but somehow also wasn't surprised by. They were locked in a full-on, intense, movie-style makeout session. We're talking passionate, hungry kisses. Tongue included. Full embrace. No shame. Not a care in the world about the cameras, the crowd, or the chaos they were undoubtedly about to stir up online. And stir it up they did. According to a source close to both Ray and Princess, this isn't out of character for them. This isn't a new chapter, it's another entry in a long book of unpredictable twists and turns. Their relationship has always been what some might call passionate, but what most would label as undeniably hot and cold. One minute they're at war, airing grievances on reality TV, filing paperwork, living separate lives, and the next they're spotted loving on each other like high school sweethearts who just fell in love for the first time. It's this push and pull dynamic that has defined their public and private life for years, and no matter how often they try to cut ties, they somehow find their way back to one another. To the outside world, this might seem confusing, contradictory, maybe even toxic. But to those who followed their journey closely, it's almost expected. It's not healthy in a conventional sense, but it's undeniably real. Their love, for all its messiness, isn't performative. It's not fabricated for the cameras. It's raw. It's impulsive. It's unpredictable. And in some strange way, it's deeply intimate. The same source who dished on their Millennium Tour PDA told TMZ Hip Hop that despite the many divorce filings, rayj and Princess Love have never really stopped loving each other. The romantic connection is still there, and when the emotional walls fall, even temporarily, they find themselves right back in each other's arms. So no, that steamy display at Bow Wow's show wasn't some random act of exes rekindling a flame. It was a complicated, layered, and maybe even subconscious celebration of what they once had and what they maybe still have. But here's where things get even murkier. The divorce is still happening. Or at least that's what we're told. There's still paperwork. There's still legal processes in motion. There's still a line in the sand that says this chapter is closing. And yet, in the middle of all that supposed closure, rayj and Princess are exchanging kisses like nothing's changed. Like the love isn't fractured. Like the past drama didn't happen. That kiss wasn't goodbye, it was a maybe we're not done after all. Let's rewind for a second and remember how we even got here. The history of rayj and Princess Love isn't just filled with romance. It's filled with fireworks, betrayal, forgiveness, heartbreak, reconciliation, and more public declarations than most couples could survive. Their love story has been written in the glare of the public eye, from reality shows like Love and Hip Hop to red carpet appearances to interviews where they've both laid their pain bare. There have been accusations, breakdowns, explosive fights, and tender moments that made even their harshest critics root for them. And through it all, they've remained entangled. Emotionally, legally, and romantically. When Princess filed for divorce last year again, it didn't come with the typical venom. In fact, it was strikingly calm. She went on record saying that despite the end of their marriage, she and rayj were still very good friends. And it wasn't one of those hollow, PR-crafted statements meant to save face. It felt genuine. There was love in her voice. Respect. Sadness, maybe, but also maturity. And now, seeing them wrapped around each other in Miami, it seems that sentiment still holds true. They're still leaning on each other, still seeking connection, still tapping into whatever emotional current runs between them, no matter how turbulent it may be. So, what does this latest public display really mean? Is it a rekindling? A moment of weakness? A simple reminder that they still got it? Or is it something more profound? A subconscious way of reminding themselves and the world that their story isn't over just because the ink hasn't dried yet? Maybe it was nostalgia. Maybe it was habit. Maybe it was hope. There's also something to be said about timing. Doing this at a concert surrounded by throwback hits and artists from their come-up era wasn't accidental. The Millennium Tour isn't just a music event, it's a flashback to simpler times, to youth, to the start of everything. It's where many relationships like theirs were first formed, when life felt like a constant party and love didn't come with court documents and child custody battles. Maybe, just maybe, that environment stirred something in them. A reminder of when their love was new before all the hurt. It's impossible to talk about rayj and Princess Love without acknowledging the complexity of who they are as individuals. Rayj isn't just Brandy's brother or the man from that infamous tape. He's an entrepreneur, a TV personality, a father, and a man who has often seemed caught between maturity and mischief. Princess Love, for her part, has always been fiercely independent, vocal about her worth, and unafraid to walk away when she feels disrespected. They're both strong personalities, and that's part of why they clash so often. But it's also why, when they click, the chemistry is undeniable. That chemistry? It's part of what has kept people invested in their story. 'Cause no matter how wild things get, no matter how many times they say they're done, there's always a feeling that maybe, just maybe, they're not. That the flame, even if flickering, is still alive somewhere beneath the ashes. That the love is real, even if it's painful. And let's not forget, they're parents. They share children. And that adds another layer to this already complicated dynamic. For better or worse, they are bonded for life. Every kiss, every hug, every divorce filing, every reconciliation, it all reverberates through their family. And maybe that's part of the reason they keep coming back. Maybe the love they built didn't just die when the romance started to crack. Maybe it evolved into something else, something harder to define but just as powerful. So, will they really go through with the divorce this time? Or will those papers once again end up in a shredder, discarded in favor of yet another fresh start? No one can say for sure. With rayj and Princess, the only constant is unpredictability. But one thing is certain. That kiss in Miami wasn't just about lust or nostalgia. It was a statement, loud, passionate, messy, and real. Time will tell if that kiss was the end of their story, or just another wild chapter in the saga of rayj and Princess Love. Rayj and Princess Love, apart from other celebrity couples, is their undeniable ability to draw people in, not just with drama, but with depth. Their story isn't like a typical tabloid headline. It's more like a long-running television show that fans can't stop watching, even if it hurts sometimes. And it's not just for entertainment, it's because on some level their chaos feels real, even relatable. rayj, for instance, has never been a stranger to controversy or attention. From the early 2000s, his name was synonymous with scandal, fame, and a complicated relationship with the spotlight. Born into the world of music and entertainment thanks to his family's legacy, his sister being the iconic Brandy Norwood, rayj grew up surrounded by cameras, pressure, and expectations. But he never quite followed the same path. While Brandy took the route of polished pop stardom, rayj always had an edge to him. He gravitated toward rebellion, flirted with controversy, and built a brand off of unpredictability.